The Warm Up America 35th anniversary granny stitch section, and I started it with a row of single crochet and I ended with a row of single crochet. You can do that. You can also start with a row of half double crochet if you want. I chose single crochet. This pattern is a multiple of, this pattern is a multiple of, let me get my camera over here, 3 plus 2. So like I use 20, so that would be 18 plus 2 makes 20. If you're using a starting chain and then making a row of single crochet. If you're using a foundation single crochet, then it would be 3 plus 1, or 19 is what I'm using. I used a 5.5 millimeter hook, started with 20 chains, or 19 foundation single crochet stitches. All right, I already have my single crochet stitches here, okay? So there are 19 here, because if you start with 20, you're gonna make a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, and that will give you 19, okay? So starting in the first row of the granny stitch pattern, you will chain 2, 1, 2. All right, then we're going to turn our work. We're going to go into this very first stitch right here and do 1 double crochet. The chain 3 counts as a double, okay? So this chain 3 counts as 1 stitch, so you have 2 stitches right here. You're going to skip 2. Then in the next one, you're going to do 3 double crochet, which is the granny stitch. 1, oops, hard to do this on camera. 2, 3, okay. And you're going to do that all the way across. So you're going to skip 2 stitches, then put 3 double crochet, and then meet me back before you get to the end. Okay, when you get down to the end, you'll have 3 stitches left, and you will skip these 2, and then in the last stitch, we will only put 2 stitches because that's how we started this round, okay? So 1 and 2, okay? So what you have on your first row is you have 2 stitches at the very beginning, or you have your chain 3 plus a double crochet, because the chain 3 counts as a stitch. Then at this end, you will have 2 stitches. Now on to the next row. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work, okay? These are your 2 stitches. Now you're only going to have 1 on the end. You're going to go right into this space and do 3 double crochets. So you're going to do your granny cluster, 2, 3. And then you're going to skip 2 stitches, skip these 3. Then you're going to go into each one of these spaces and do your granny cluster of 3 double crochet all the way across. Meet me back at the end. When you get close to the end, you have your cluster here. You're still going to put your cluster right into this space right here. You're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so since we started this row with only 1 double crochet, or no, chain 3, 1 double crochet, a chain 3, then we're going to end this row with 1. So you have your double crochet here and your chain 3 on the end. You're going to go into the top of your chain 2, not a chain 3. So just look into the side. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can look into the side here. And I usually try to go under 2 of the stitches, but if you only go under 1, right there is going to be the top of the chain 2. And I'm going to do a double crochet. So see how on the first row you had 2 stitches here to end, 2 stitches here. Now we only have 1 and 1. So on the next row, you're going to have 2. So we're going to chain 2, turn your work, and now we're going to put a chain, another double crochet in between this first chain and the cluster of 3. So this counts as 1 stitch. So I'm putting a double crochet in this first space right here, and that will give me my 2 stitches. Then you keep repeating that. You just go 3 here, all the way to the end. And when you get to this last space here, you're going to put 2 double crochet into that last space. Okay, I put my last cluster of 3 stitches here. I have this chain 2 on the end, and these 3 double crochets, you're going to put 2 double crochets right in that space between the chain 2 and the first granny cluster. Okay. All right, so now this is what happens. It alternates. So it alternates. You have 2 on the end, 1 on the end, 2 on the end, then you'll have 1 on the end the next row. 2, 1, 2, and then 1. So then the next row you're going to repeat this row here. So you're basically just going to chain 2, turn your work, and go right into this first space, because this is going to be your 1 stitch. Okay, then do your cluster. And then just keep going on from there. Okay, cluster in each one. Then when you get to the end here, you'll make sure that you put 1 double crochet into the top of the chain 2. There's a chain there, and so I put it in the top of the chain 2. And then that way, that's your alternating 2, 1, 2, 1 on the ends. I hope this helps.